Most amazing man-made wonders. Man started to create wonders from ancient time onwards through his unique power of creativity. When you look around, we can see many man-made wonders that meet the spirit and artistic power. From ancient architectural marvels to breathtaking natural phenomena, the world is full of wonders. In the modern era, humans have continued to push the boundaries of engineering and design to create awe-inspiring man-made wonders around the world that are no less impressive than their ancient counterparts. From towering skyscrapers to intricate engineering marvels, these are the most amazing man-made wonders of the world. Number 22. Parthenon. The Parthenon on top of the Acropolis is one of the most famous buildings in the world, and a visit to Athens is not complete without visiting the temple. The construction of the Parthenon started in 447 BC, replacing an older temple that was destroyed by the Persians, and completed in 432 BC. The purpose of the Parthenon was to house a massive statue of Athena Parthenos made from ivory, silver and gold. Sometime in the 5th century, the statue was looted by one of the Roman emperors and taken to Constantinople, where it was later destroyed. During its long life, the Parthenon has also served as a fortress, a church, a mosque and as a powder magazine. Number 21. Temple of Baalbek. The Phoenician city, where a triad of deities was worshipped, was known as Heliopolis during the Hellenistic period. It retained its religious function during Roman times, when the sanctuary of the Heliopolitan Jupiter attracted thousands of pilgrims. Baalbek, with its colossal structures, is one of the finest examples of Imperial Roman architecture at its apogee. The cornerstones of the earlier temple at Baalbek have been found to weigh over 100 tons, and the retaining wall monoliths weigh each 300 tons, leaving present-day archaeologists, scientists and historians mystified as to how the stones were moved, where from, and in what way they could have been manipulated into place. Number 20. Lalibela churches. The highlands of northern Ethiopia contain 11 fascinating and unique churches. The so-called rock-hewn churches of Lalibela were carved directly into the native volcanic rock during the Middle Ages. These unique structures remain important pilgrimage sites to this very day. They were hewn under the orders of King Lalibela, Emperor of Ethiopia during the late 12th and early 13th centuries. King Lalibela picked quite an unusual style of architecture in which to achieve his goal of an Ethiopian holy land. The Lalibela rock-hewn churches are more like sculptures than they are buildings. Each of the 11 monolithic structures is dramatically stamped into the mountainous landscape, plunging 40 to 50 metres into the earth and pierced with cross-shaped chiselled openings to let sunlight into the hollowed-out interior. Number 19. Teotihuacan. Teotihuacan is one of the largest cities in the ancient world, now located in Mexico. The marvellous constructions that are found within this place remain as one of the greatest man-made wonders. The fantastic Pyramid of Sun at Teotihuacan has the same base areas as that of the Great Pyramid of Giza. The ancient pyramids found at Teotihuacan were also built using rubble and adobe bricks. The site's main drag is the famous Calzada de los Muertos, a monumental avenue lined with the former palaces of Teotihuacan's elite. Centuries after its fall, Teotihuacan's remained a pilgrimage site for Aztec royalty, who believed that all of the gods had sacrificed themselves here to start the sun moving at the beginning of the Fifth World, inhabited by the Aztec themselves. Number 18. Karnak. The Temple of Karnak was known as the most selective places by the ancient Egyptians. It is a city of temples built over 2,000 years and dedicated to the Theban triad of Amun, Mut and Khonsu. This derelict place is still capable of overshadowing many wonders of the modern world, and in its day must have been awe-inspiring. For the largely uneducated ancient Egyptian population, this could only have been the place of the gods. It is the largest religious building ever made, covering about 200 acres, and was a place of pilgrimage for nearly 2,000 years. The great temple at the heart of Karnak is so big that St. Peter's Milan and Notre Dame cathedrals would fit inside its walls. Number 17. Sydney Opera House. Even if you've never been to the opera, you probably recognise the soaring arches of this building over Sydney Harbour, Australia. It stands by itself as one of the indisputable masterpieces of human creativity, not only in the 20th century, but in the history of humankind. Its unique use of a series of gleaming white sail-shaped shells as its roof structure makes it one of the most photographed buildings in the world. Sydney Opera House is more than just an architectural marvel set on beautiful Sydney Harbour. It's also a world-class working opera house. It hosts everything from classical ballet performances, innovative theatre and symphony music, to contemporary dance and, of course, stunning opera productions. In 2007, the Opera House was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Number 16. Mount Rushmore. There is more than gold in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Above dense forests and pristine streams, the Mount Rushmore National Memorial represents a national treasure. Symbolising the ideals of freedom and democracy, it is a tribute to four presidents: George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln, and their invaluable contributions to the United States. The memorial, designed by sculptor Gutzon Borglum, covers 1,278.45 acres and sits 5,725 feet above sea level. Over the decades, Mount Rushmore has grown as a symbol of America, a symbol of freedom, and a hope for people from all cultures and backgrounds. Millions of people from all over the world visit annually to marvel at the majestic beauty of the Black Hills. Number 15. The Golden Gate Bridge. Golden Gate Bridge Suspension Bridge spans the Golden Gate in California to link San Francisco with Marin County to the north. Upon its completion in 1937, it was the tallest and longest suspension bridge in the world. The Golden Gate Bridge came to be recognised as a symbol of the power and progress of the United States, and it set a precedent for suspension bridge design around the world. Although other bridges have since surpassed it in size, it remains incomparable in the magnificence of its setting and is said to be the most photographed bridge in the world. Visiting the world-famous Golden Gate Bridge is a unique experience for everyone. Whether you hike, walk, bike, shop, take a guided tour, or just sit back and take it all in, there is something for everyone. Number 14. The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower has long been one of the world's most recognisable landmarks, symbolising the romance and ingenuity of the City of Light. Designed as the centrepiece of the 1889 World's Fair, the tower was meant to commemorate the centennial of the French Revolution and to show off France's modern industrial prowess on a world stage. The Eiffel Tower did see the light of day and has stood the test of time. It remains one of the most visited monuments in the world, welcoming almost 7 million visitors a year and more than 300 million people since its debut. With the addition of lighting, fresh coats of paint, and numerous installations that have come and gone. Number 13. Chichen Itza. Perhaps the most famous of all Mayan ruins is Chichen Itza. Chichen Itza is known around the world, and its image is one of Mexico's most recognised. Located in the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, Chichen Itza is a sacred city which covers around 6 square miles and was once home to hundreds of buildings, which were built in both the classic Maya period and the later Maya Toltec period. Among the best attractions in Chichen Itza is El Castillo, a step pyramid built according to strict scientific and mathematical principles, which is a stunning example of Mayan astronomical knowledge. Chichen Itza has been included in the new 7 wonders of the world. Number 12. Forbidden City. The Forbidden City is a large precinct of red walls and yellow glazed roof tiles located in the heart of China's capital, Beijing. As its name suggests, the precinct is a micro-city in its own right. Measuring 961 metres in length and 753 metres in width, the Forbidden City is composed of more than 90 palace components, including 98 buildings, and surrounded by a moat as wide as 52 metres. The Forbidden City was a political and ritual centre for China for over 500 years. After its completion in 1420, the Forbidden City was home to 24 emperors, their families and servants during the Ming and the Qing dynasties. Although it is no longer an imperial precinct, it remains one of the most important cultural heritage sites and the most visited museum in the People's Republic of China, with an average of 80,000 visitors every day. Number 11. Angkor Wat. Often called the mother of all ruins, Angkor Wat is a majestic complex consisting of hundreds of vine-coloured temples hidden in the depths of the Cambodian jungle. Over 1,000 of these temples lie scattered throughout the tropical forest, rice fields and farmlands of Angkor. Derived from the Sanskrit word Nagara, Angkor means city. It was a thriving ancient metropolis. Today, Angkor is most famous for its Hindu Angkor Wat temple that claims the title as the largest religious shrine on earth. The temple is beautifully well preserved, providing an incredibly breathtaking sight. Its striking 5 towers, reminiscent of lotus blossoms, tower 215 feet into the air from its over 1 mile base. Number 10. Leaning Tower of Pisa. The Leaning Tower of Pisa is a medieval structure in Pisa. The tower is one of the most admired and famous buildings in the world. The tower is famous for the settling of its foundations, which caused it to lean 5.5 degrees from the perpendicular in the late 20th century. Extensive work was subsequently done to straighten the tower, and its lean was ultimately reduced to less than 4 degrees. The tower is a fundamental example of the Romanesque style, in particular Pisan Romanesque, and a fine example of medieval engineering as it has remained leaning from the beginning of its construction due to the instability of the ground. It played an active role in both human and divine timekeeping with its 7 bells. It is also one of the 7 wonders of the world. Number 9. Petra. Petra is an ancient city that lies in present-day Jordan and dates back to the 4th century BC. Ruins of the once great metropolis and trading centre now serve as an important archaeological site and tourist destination. Carved directly into vibrant red, white, pink and sandstone cliff faces, the prehistoric Jordanian city of Petra was lost to the Western world for hundreds of years. Petra was once a thriving trading centre and the capital of Nabatean Empire between 400 BC and AD 106. In 1985, the Petra Archaeological Park was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and in 2007 it was named one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Number 8. Christ the Redeemer. This 38-metre high statue of Jesus is one of the most majestic statues you could ever witness in real life or on screen. It's one of the most iconic symbols of Brazil, built to pay homage to the anniversary of Brazil's independence. This statue is something you will always find in your scenic vicinity when travelling around Rio de Janeiro, whether you are going by train or trekking up to the verdant peaks in the surroundings. The statue, made of reinforced concrete clad in a mosaic of thousands of triangular soapstone tiles, sits on a square stone pedestal base about 26 feet high, which itself is situated on a deck atop the mountain summit. The statue is the largest Art Deco style sculpture in the world. Number 7. Hagia Sophia. Hagia Sophia, also called Church of the Divine Wisdom, is an important Byzantine structure in Istanbul and one of the world's great monuments. It was built as a Christian church in the 6th century under the direction of the Byzantine Emperor Justinian I. With its innovative architecture, rich history, religious significance and extraordinary characteristics, has been fighting against time for centuries, was the largest Eastern Roman church in Istanbul. Constructed 3 times in the same location, it is the world's oldest and fastest completed cathedral. With its breathtaking domes that look like hanging in the air, monolithic marble columns and unparalleled mosaics, it's one of the wonders of the world's architectural history. The building reflects the religious changes that have played out in the region over the centuries, with the minarets and inscriptions of Islam, as well as the lavish mosaics of Christianity. Number 6. Machu Picchu. This abandoned old Incan city is hidden 2,430 metres up in the Andes and appears to be forever shrouded in fog. It's so well hidden that it went for centuries without being found, garnering it the moniker the Lost City of the Incas. Eventually, an adventurer found the location, but even then it was only by chance. It has grown to be one of the world's most sought-after destinations on bucket lists in the years since its discovery. You can take in the surroundings from the Sun Gate, which serves as the renowned Incan Trail's entrance to Machu Picchu, and climb Huayna Picchu or Machu Picchu Mountain for an up-close view of the gorgeous valleys. Number 5. Great Wall of China. The first thing that comes to our mind when we talk about China is one of the wonders of the world, the Great Wall. Just like a dragon, the wall snakes its way across many provinces for 21,196 kilometres from Dandong in the east to Lop Lake in the west. Apart from being built for defence, it also became a trading route for many. With a history of 2,300 years, this wall has been built by 6 emperors. Now well over 2,000 years old, some parts of the wall have fallen into ruin. Interestingly, for those who wanted to attempt it, walking the entire length of the Great Wall of China would take approximately 18 months. Number 4. Giza. The Giza Pyramids, built to endure an eternity, have done just that. The monumental tombs are relics of Egypt's Old Kingdom era and were constructed some 4,500 years ago. Egypt's pharaohs expected to become gods in the afterlife. To prepare for the next world, they erected temples to the gods and massive pyramid tombs for themselves, filled with all the things each ruler would need to guide and sustain himself in the next world. Each massive pyramid is but one part of a larger complex, including a palace, temples, solar boat pits, and other features. The ancient engineering feats at Giza were so impressive that even today scientists can't be sure how the pyramids were built. Number 3. Burj Khalifa. Located in Dubai, United Arab Emirates, the Burj Khalifa is an iconic landmark of Dubai and the world's tallest building. It's a symbol of modern architecture and engineering, showcasing what humans are capable of creating. The building stands at a height of 828 metres and has 163 floors. The construction of Burj Khalifa began in 2004 and it took 6 years to complete the tower. It was officially opened on January 4, 2010 and has since become a popular tourist destination, offering stunning views of Dubai from its observation deck. Besides being the tallest freestanding structure in the world, the tower holds several world records, including the highest number of stories, the highest occupied floor, the highest outdoor observation deck, and the elevator with the longest travel distance. Number 2. Colosseum. The Colosseum is the largest and most famous amphitheatre ever built in the Roman Empire. Its construction was started by Emperor Vespasian of the Flavian dynasty in 72 AD and was finished by his son Titus in 80 AD. During the Colosseum's opening ceremonies, spectacles were held for 100 days, in which 5,000 animals and 2,000 gladiators were killed. The Colosseum was capable of holding some 50,000 spectators who could enter the building through no less than 80 entrances. Spectators were protected from the rain and heat of the sun by sail, called the velarium, around the top of the attic. It is one of Rome's most popular tourist attractions and has become an iconic symbol of Imperial Rome. Number 1. Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is an immense mausoleum of white marble built between 1632 and 1653 by order of the Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan in memory of his favourite wife. The Taj is one of the most well-preserved and architecturally beautiful tombs in the world, one of the masterpieces of Mughal architecture and one of the great sites of the world's heritage. Called a teardrop on the cheek of eternity, the monument is actually an integrated complex of structures. Besides the white-domed marble mausoleum, it includes several other beautiful buildings, reflecting pools and extensive ornamental gardens with flowering trees and bushes.